So they can just kind of, Lbzs can just ban out like mids, position ones, and Team Trust doing the same thing, leaving the Faceless Void still in the pool. Faceless Void pretty good still against the Lbzs lineup, like kind of just screw Slardar, I'll outbash you, it's not a problem. Who else is in the pool? Lifestealer still in the pool. Beastmaster. So Beastmaster is your position 3, so that means it's probably a position, what, 5 Tusk? Position, it's either a position 5 Tusk or a position 5 Undying, I'm not 100% sure. But Beastmaster, they're basically being like, we want to have the mid to early game, so we're going to pick Beastmaster, and he'll do just that for us. He'll fall off like a madman. He'll fall off like a roller coaster, but... So he also gives that the Primal Roar, great stun, gives vision, gives kind of, again, more damage. Like, they're going very much like a team fight kind of build. Because you got the Boars doing damage, the Hawks giving vision, you have Undying's Tombstone, and basically just taking away strength, because Undying does really good against people who just can't man up against him in lane. Tusk is obviously going to be... I almost want to feel like Undying's position 5. That's so weird. I'll look like the dumb guy and not know the meta. They're already picking the Terrorblade for Lbzs, being like, okay, so this is our win condition. We're going to go late. Terrorblade, at least in the games that I was casting, was not having a great time because, like, you do have this Beastmaster which wins you the mid to early game, so you pretty much want to go someone that can fight Terrorblade before Terrorblade's ready, which would be like Anti-Mage is still in the pool. We have Faceless Void who's still in the pool. Faceless Void, I feel like, would still be a good pick here. Because then you still have your mid last. I would say Faceless Void's a solid pick. Because you're, like, the only one that's really scary now is the Terrorblade in, like, when he uses his metamorphosis, but they do have the Ursa. So, okay, they're utilizing the fact that they have a lot of control to be able to be like, okay, so you guys can't, like, run into us so easily. We can slow you down, and then Ursa can come in and just whack away.
Radiant team banned.
Then we got the Mirana coming out for Lbzs, so taking care of basically the maneuverability that they were lacking, giving them that invisibility, giving them, you know, Mirana's ability to jump into a fight, to throw an arrow. She does pretty well on that. Also because the opposing team now has like a lot of control, they're not moving around a lot, so it's easier to arrow them, easier to get away from them using leap. So we do have these are going to be the mid bands coming out now. So for mid, for Lbzs, you're lacking a lot of Snapfire and Queen of Pain get banned out. I'd like to see, like, if Team Trust went for someone that can jump on the team, like a Void Spirit does really well. That's what I'm thinking. Whereas for Lbzs, like, you have Slardar as your frontliner, but your goal is not to be frontlining too much, right? Like, your goal is kind of to jump in, jump out. Like, just grab someone, stun them, lock them up. Like, I would love to see a Storm Spirit and Ember Spirit. Just gives a slight more maneuverability. But I doubt we'll see it. I like the Lbzs going for a color-coordinated team with the blue-greenish. I like that. Only the important details on this cast. Like, I'd like to see a Void Spirit. Void Spirit creates that silence. You pretty much want someone who gets who can maneuver, who can lock down. Ember Spirit gets banned, Void Spirit gets banned. Done. Okay, so that leaves Storm Spirit. What? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't exactly know what's happening.
10 seconds remaining.
This is okay. So if this is a Chen mid,
5 seconds remaining.
It's very interesting because you're just gonna kind of. Are you gonna be able to secure the early and mid game with the Chen? I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually seen a Chen game. Usually it gets banned out in the mid phase. So what are they gonna do up against the Chen? Now they're thinking like, okay, we're up against a Chen. I still can't see it being a Chen mid. It could be a Chen mid. I'll act like the noob here and just not know what I'm talking about. I'll just leave it to the team to choose. So what do you do then? You need as Team Trust, you have a lot of lockdown. You could do what? Ursa's your frontliner. You have a lot of frontliners. You need someone in the back. Oh my god, I'd love a sniper. Sniper would die so badly in this game though, but I think sniper would be sick play. If not sniper, who can throw damage from afar? You're not going to see a Tinker. You could see a Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit can zoop in and zoop out. You're not really too afraid of that. You could do...
Lena, you may now
interesting.
Your heroes.
So they're really relying on the fact that they already have frontliners and you're just going to put a glass cannon in the back. All right, well, this is the first draft of the day. Very interesting draft. Not like what we've been seeing before. If I were to give it to someone in this draft, I mean, I like Team Trust's idea. It's just they have a point that they have to win. Otherwise, Terrorblade wins it. I think it's gonna give us an interesting first match. I think we're gonna go with Team Lbzs. I love the Chen last pick. It caught me off guard. It definitely caught Team Trust off guard. It's just whether Team Trust can actually like band together and just fight as a group at all times, or whether it's going to be Lbzs that's going to be like, no, we're just going to pick you off. Like, we're going to get the Lena a couple times mid. Tusk, we're not really afraid of because we're just going to swap out and we're fine. So I feel like Lbzs has a minor, I would say a minor possibility of winning over Team Trust. Just a small. I'm like 65-45 right now. Okay, or 65-35, whatever. That's where I'm at about. I don't like the Lena pick. Like the Lena pick, I understand why you do it. It's your glass cannon behind your heavy team, but like you're against a Terrorblade, you're against a Chen who's pushing in your lanes, you're against a Slardar who's gonna try and outbash you. Like Slardar gets like. Honestly, Slardar gets a BKB and he's really not afraid of this team. Like anyone gets a BKB and where's your damage? It's all in the Ursa. You can still control the Ursa. TB just will get to a point. It's just okay. So basically, if Lbz as kind of like loses too much in the early game, like really falls off, they might not win this. But if they can kind of hold their own, they should be behind for most of the game. And then they're just going to kick into gear. Terrorblade's going to win 2 fights, and that's going to be the end of it. I love that Terrorblade outfit. The white smoke, so cool. The fact that Chen doesn't have a skin, doesn't have the gorilla skin, breaks my heart. So we're getting into this game. We do have in the dire side, top right corner, we have Team Trust. That includes Tusk going to the off lane along with Beastmaster. That does mean we have a position 5 Undying going with the Ursa, and we have our Lena mid. And in the bottom lane, we have our Terrorblade and our Chen with a Mirana mid and our Slardar and Vengeful Spirit going in the off lane. So Xiaofu on the Slardar, Katyu on the Vengeful Spirit. And then we have players in which I cannot pronounce their names, so I will only call them by their hero names. We have X on the Chen. We have MS on the Terrorblade. We have everyone on the dire side coming in here, bot, being like, yo, we're going to mix things up. Tusk being in here like, I'm gonna catch someone. The birds are going out. Beastmaster, Lena, and Undying are circling around the back, being like, maybe we can pick something out. Terrorblade be like, I'm not risking it. There's good ward placement, seeing the Terrorblade. Chen going to try and position himself. It doesn't look like he will be able to do anything. So they're gonna secure this. Chen's gonna see this happening. He's gonna run as fast as he can, taking a good route. No way he's gonna get stuck, and he gets stuck. Well, that's unfortunate for the Chen. They did commit 4 for this. They are not gonna get it, but okay. So yeah, so they did get it. I said they're not gonna get it. Beastmaster's really low from that. Same with Tusk, but Terrorblade can't do anything. They're going to let the runes go. It's going to go 2 for 2. Terrorblade AFK. Be like, yo, ping Terrorblade, ping Terrorblade. So Mirana mid, it's been a while since Mirana mid has been like in the meta. Is it possible? Of course. Whether it actually wins the game, we'll have to see. Lena's going to have definitely a much easier time farming this mid lane. So we'll make sure we keep an eye on the last hits. Undying staying in the mid. We do have X pausing the game. Not 100, probably pausing because they're like, yo, Undying's in my lane, bro. Get him out. Report Undying. No, he's having a good time. So we're going to see the Slardar versus the Ursa with the Vengeful Spirit in support. I feel like Ursa going to have a hard time. Undying's going to be like, it's going to be up to Undying to create the space, obviously. Undying's decay just kind of does so much in terms of taking away life. And if he can get like a 2-man decay each time for like 3 times in a row, he's good. Terrorblade going to be up against this Beastmaster and this Tusk. Beastmaster, generally speaking, very, very annoying to lane against. Tusk being there as a support gives them the catch they need, but this Tusk is going to be roaming the entire time. So I feel like a lot of this is going to come down to like how much does Mirana lose mid? Because as soon as it hits that 5-minute mark, we have rotations with arrows coming in. They land 1 arrow, and that's pretty much all she wrote. It's like it's going to start cycling out of there. The Chen dying first blood, it doesn't really matter too much. It literally has almost no impact. Yeah, it took 4 of them to get it, so that means that Undying is going to take his time getting up to the top. So Ursa's going to have, like, he'll be able to block up the creeps, but he won't be able to block up the creeps enough. Therefore, it's like Undying's going to have to GTFO there as fast as he can. Obviously, he's going to TP the moment he can. I don't think they're going to try and get a kill on Mirana. I don't think they actually have it in them. They do have a light strike array, but it's not going to be enough damage. So you do have the game is going on again. So Ursa is going to have a slight tough time early on against the Slardar Venge. If they can catch him out, it's a big deal. But like you do have like Slardar doing a lot of bashing. You do have Venge removing the armor with the Wave of Terror, but I don't think there's a lot of kill potential. You probably have your most kill potential in the bottom lane, because you do have the Beastmaster with the boars, you have Tusk with a lot of catch. It's basically going to be like one misstep and Mirana or Lina could die. Lina's sitting at 700 health, Mirana sitting at 660, so I don't know why we're not going. GGG, everyone's G, cool. Alright, so we're getting back into this game. So I expect a lot of the attention to be held down in this bottom lane. We do have Undying TPing up as fast as he can. Slardar are going to be able to secure some last hits, hopefully. First wave going already under the tower for the Lina. And again, Mirana's just going to kind of do as much damage as she can to this Lina. Basically prevent her from rotating too much. Tusk is positioning himself in the back. Beastmaster going down very low. He was already low from the previous engagement. So Tusk's just going to be like, yo, I'm just going to pull the creep, or pull the waves as far as I can. No big deal. This is about the standard thing you see happening a lot of times with these position 4s, just pulling the creep waves away. Because now Terrorblade's okay, well, like, I got to go back under my tower. Tusk's going to get a free, you know, wave of creeps here. Yeah, it's going to go under the tower, so they're obviously going to be pushing more into the Radiant side. In the top lane, again, you just have, you know, Vengeful Spirit kind of like being like, I'm going to reduce your armor, and then Slardar's going to stun, and then Ursa's going to jump on you, and then everyone's going to decide to go back. Because there's not going to be a whole lot of catch happening up here. In the bottom lane, we still have TB, you know, trying his best to farm up. Mirana's actually surprisingly winning this lane thus far, temporarily speaking. Doing a lot of damage. Up at top, we do see it going in favor of the Ursa, obviously. Slardar is keeping up, and then with this Terrorblade, Chen getting caught out, and as I said, this is the lane where it's going to happen. And second blood technically, goes Chen again. It's where that catch comes in. So you have the shards. Up top, we do have a lot of damage going back and forth, but again, you don't have that much catch. It's like you only have so many stuns. Getting a lucky stun's one thing, but it's just still not going to be enough. These guys are too tanky. They can just jump on you, and then what are you going to do? You're going to try and stun up, and then you're going to get decayed. So people are not going to be as aggressive in the top lane as you see in the bottom lane, because again, it's that catch. It's the Tusk is there to get the early kills. Lucky Bash going in. Terrorblade having a tough time down bot, only getting 8 last hits. And the alarm going off, 6 a.m. over here, guys. So in the top lane, we do have Slardar having to back off, Undying, you know, having to do the same. Undying just going to salve up. He's perfectly fine. Tusk, again, pulling in another one of these creep waves. Really taking away from the farm. Yeah, Beastmaster's taking a lot of damage for this, and Terrorblade kind of has free farm himself. Whether this is actually benefiting the dire side? It's hard to say. I'm sure it is because Terrorblade just has an easy time last hitting. Whereas now the creep wave is really going to be pushing in. Terrorblade can't take that much damage, and when there's no creeps, it's a very hard time. They do get the stun and the kill on the Vengeful Spirit at top. I was going to say get the stun, but it was actually just Undying, being like, oh, you're going to stun me and commit, you're going to die for it. Beastmaster taking some damage from the small Chen army that is in bot, but again, it's not going to be too much. Beastmaster kind of there to just soak up damage. Terrorblade kind of is getting above Ursa and Slardar with, you know, Beastmaster having no farm. It's Tusk actually having all the last hits, having 8 last hits already. So they're going to go in on the Chen army. Tusk just trying to kill some things, actually gets a courier. Unfortunate for the Chen. And again, this Undying just creates so much pressure. Ooh, and I missed a kill, and it was the Mirana dying to the Lina before level 6 too, which is actually kind of rough. Again, they're both kind of glass cannon-y, so you expect that it's gonna be erratic to say the least. Down at bot, you know, Terrorblade's still just doing Terrorblade things and farming. Slardar trying to position himself against this Ursa, but this Ursa can kind of just control this lane as much as he can. Lina with an Arcane Rune. No items committed. She's at that level 6, so she's going to try and go in for some damage. Going to be able to get a lot of damage on the Lina, but Lina's just going to back up. We do have another pause coming in from the Vengeful Spirit. Mirana had to disconnect. Maybe some lag. Hard to say. She's probably like, I should have got that kill. I lagged. It's unfortunate. So this game's still pretty even though it's 4-0 in favor of Team Trust. All those deaths have been in, well, 2 in Chen, 1 in Mirana, and 1 in Venge. The Mirana's the only important one I want to say. In terms of net worth, we do have, obviously, the Lina up top, but then you do have the Mirana and the Terrorblade above the Ursa. Slardar very close to the Ursa, so you're going to see a lot of the farm going into the Ursa and the Lina this game, which is this is where my problem is with the draft, is that it's like, okay, you're relying on your Ursa and your Lina to win this game for you, because Beastmaster as a core is not as good as Slardar as a core. Like, if you have the point where you have a like a 3-core strat, the Slardar is going to do a lot more than the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster has like 1 stun. Yeah, he has damage. He has the boars and whatnot, but that's pretty much it. Going back to last hits, we do have, you know, the Chen positioning up against the Tusk, trying to get as much of the creep army as possible, and Tusk's just going to punch at him. Terrorblade going to keep getting his farm. Slardar getting a lot of pressure put on him. We do have the Vengeful Spirit in behind. She gets caught out. She's going to stun. See if Slardar can get a lucky stun. Gets a lucky stun, but getting another stun on him. If he can get another bash. No, wasn't lucky enough to get the bash. He needed 1 more hit. We do have the Lina pushing out the Mirana. Mirana's still not getting her ult yet. Still kind of chilling on it. Waiting for it. They're really trying to like bring down this top lane as much as they can. Even getting some good stuns, but it's just, oh, getting another stun. Undying does go down. Now they're going to be able to put the pressure on the Ursa. 5 seconds till Vengeful Spirit gets her stun. She could just run up to him and wait for it. Could get the stun out and probably get the kill if they wanted. Ursa going to back up. We do have Tusk rotating up mid. Mirana going to have to get out of there. Lina being able to get the rune. That gives an illusion rune to the Lina, which is more important for filling up the bottle. Tusk going to kind of try and cut her off. Catch her as she's getting out. Going to put the ward down. Misses the arrow. Chen, you know, still making his army big. Doing his best to push through. Mid tower getting pushed in. Vengeful Spirit coming around to mid, leaving Slardar on his lonesome. Slardar kind of in a bad position. Gotta get back. Tusk gonna rotate up top. Slardar gets caught out by this. He's gonna die in a second. Here goes, going in on Slardar. Slardar moving back as much as he can. And Slardar gets popped. That was kind of expected. Committing the tombstone, like having the shards there is like you literally have no way of getting out. And this is what I'm saying, is they have so much control in the fights. Like the Tusk, the Undying, you're not running away from a fight. Ursa's gonna be there trying to do some damage. Vengeful Spirit gonna probably get this tombstone. And it's a 7-minute mark. We do have the Mirana and Terrorblade leading in last hits. The lead now slightly in favor of Lbz Gaming. Lbzs. I always say Lbz Gaming, but it's Lbzs. Lbzs. Terrorblade still farming up a storm. Same with Mirana. Lina cycling down bot. Gonna try and get the stun on the Terrorblade. Terrorblade not aware of this. Light Strike away does hit, and he's dead. No rotations, no nothing. Not a lot you can do about that as a Terrorblade getting caught out. No wards here. Chen kind of just being AFK playing Chen. Still having to wait till he gets to that point where he can start pushing the lanes a lot more appropriately. Slardar going to be farming up. This does put Lina at the top, having 3 committing on bot. And again, this early, this mid game should be going in the wave of Team Trust. Beastmaster starts creating map control. Yeah, you have the Chen to try and counter that, but it's not going to be doing a whole lot. You do have a lot of armor removal from the side of Lbzs, but you don't have a lot of catch. Mirana now rotating finally, being at level 8. She does have an invisibility rune, so they might be able to set up something on the Ursa in the top lane, while Terrorblade does come mid, trying to secure a little more safe farm since the bot lane's been pushed in entirely. Ursa's just going to back off, hit creeps. Lina going to come in mid, being like, I can keep pressuring this Terrorblade all day, I'm not afraid of him. You have that nuke potential, so it makes Terrorblade's ult much harder to come out. And again, the dire side just kind of overrunning the bot lane. Chen not really being able to have a lot of presence right now. Undying, rotating, gonna find out the Chen. I doubt anything's gonna come of this. While we do have the top lane getting pushed in, finally Mirana revealing herself, trying to push in the lane. They are gonna go after the Chen, see if they can get anything out of him. They're gonna slow him down, and again, this is the control that you have. It's like he's possibly gonna go down. Doesn't have enough mana for the mechanism. He does go down. And it's just that slow, the inability to be able to run away from these team fights. Like, Chen gets caught out, Chen dies. The top lane does go in favor of the Radiant side, though. Tier 1 going down. Tusk trying to position himself with the Ursa. Lina in... No, okay, Lina's not going to go in. Beastmaster and Undying. Again, it's the 3 of them in the bot lane. Ursa's all by him lonesome. If they can actually catch out... Well, Ursa's with Tusk. But if they can catch him out, it might be big. They do have the Chen army trying to stun up the Beastmaster to do something with it. Mirana having to use her invisibility rune to get safe. Pushing back on this lane in the top lane. And though this game is in favor of Lbzs in terms of net worth right now, I think the fact that even there is a net worth lead, it's not going to last long. You're going to see that with level 6, Lbzs actually has a lot of ability to fight. They're going to go after the Tusk, see if they can get anything with the Tusk. Going to get a quick kill. Tusk might get the rune, does get the rune. Lina and Undying coming in from behind. I don't know if this is actually going to be worthwhile. Terrorblade using his Metamorphosis and committing to the fight. Slardar going to go in, going to get a stun, only getting the Beastmaster in the stun. Beastmaster commits the ult, and Lina uses her ultimate on the Mirana, gonna kill the Mirana in the back. Terrorblade not really doing much damage at this point, just kind of sitting there. Slardar gonna get more stuns in, but then Terrorblade's coming in. Ursa's finally joining the fight, and they're gonna have to get out of here. No Chen being around. Sardar's gonna get stunned up by the snowball. Is he gonna have time to get out? Terrorblade's gonna turn around trying to fight. Vengeful Spirit finally getting here, and the Chen army is arriving. Is this fight going to be able to get turned around? Terrorblade doing a lot of damage to Undying. Undying looks like he's going to pop. Ursa popping the ult, trying to commit to the Venge, but he's in a bad position. Swapped out back under the tower. Damage going into the Ursa. Ursa dies. Tusk is able to take out the Venge, but Chen is trying to heal up, and Terrorblade's just getting moved out. He can't move. Sardar's getting in. Going to be able to get the Tusk. Are they going to be able to turn this around? Going to do damage onto the Lina. Stunning up the Lina. Lina taking too much damage. Beastmaster trying to get out of here. It's an overcommitment from Team Trust. You can't be able to Team Trust because Team Trust is out. 5 dead on Team Trust. So it was originally a 4 for what? 1? Turned into a 5 for 4. That was a long fight. And again, this is what you expect. Is like, as soon as Team Trust starts committing to the fight, they're going to keep committing. They have a lot of like, we're going to slow you down. We have a tombstone. We have shards. We have a snowball. We have light strike arrays. We have Ursa. Like, they're not really afraid of coming at you. The only problem is like Terrorblade was in the background that entire time. Yeah, he wasn't doing a lot to begin with, but then after a while it kind of pays off. Now we do have the Beastmaster and the Tusk positioning themselves top, trying to get this Terrorblade out. Terrorblade going to see it. Is he going to be able to do anything? Taking quite a lot of damage from the Tusk. Beastmaster going to come in here. Can Terrorblade get off his ult? Using the ult on the Beastmaster. Beastmaster commits his ult, but it's not going to be enough. Terrorblade's going to go down. Being a little greedy, pushing out by himself like that, especially in the top lane where they can just teleport to the outpost. Slightly unfortunate after having such a great fight to be able to be giving back that net worth over to the dire side. Slard are going to be pushing out this lane, getting a tombstone. Vengeful Spirit kind of AFK farming. Same with Mirana. So Vengeful Spirit does have her medallion. So there's so much armor removal that like we're just going to blow anyone up. Ursa's actually not that scary. Mirana almost getting her Yule Scepter. Slardar over here almost getting his Blade Dagger about halfway. Chen has his mech. TB up here with getting what now? He's almost on his... He's about, what, 2,000 away from his Mantis style. You do have the Team Trust, you know, grouped together. As I said, this is their kind of their game plan. Is they're like, hey, we have the mid-early game. We're just going to come at you and fight. We catch one of you out, you're dead. Mirana in a precarious position, but looks like they're drawing a line up top. They want to go after the Vengeful Spirit. Whether they're going to be able to get her, shouldn't actually have a problem. Scan does go out for the Radiant side, being like, yo, I'm scared. Vengeful Spirit getting back. She's like, I have too much space. Everyone's missing. I have way too much space. Is she going to be able to TP? Going for the TP, should be able to get out of there perfectly fine. And what a great timing on that TP. Even Undying committing the tombstone, being like, oh, she's in the trees. No, she's not in the trees. She's already backed off. Someone sniffed your plan out and left in accordance. Beastmaster, the only one mid. Getting a little bit of pressure put on him. He does have his Necro Books level 2 and his Primal Roar is up. Now we do have the Undying, Lina, and Tusk pushing in the top while Ursa is in lane showing. Terrorblade's the only one who's actually in a bad position. He does have his Metamorphosis pop, so he might be able to actually just kill Undying straight up, doing so much damage. Metamorphosis does go off, unfortunately. Almost got that kill. And we do have the Beastmaster dying mid. Tusk, Slaughter are actually committing onto this. Ursa going after the Vengeful Spirit, gonna swap out with the Chen, of all things. Swaps out the Chen. Gonna be able to get the stuns on the Ursa, creating space to be able to run away as much as you can, but you can't run away from this team. Chen is gonna go down for this. Nothing you can do about that. So they trade the Mirana and the Chen for the Beastmaster, which is not that worthwhile, but you do create space for the Terrorblade. Again, Team Trust has to win this mid and early game and then push that favor to their advantage. Slardar actually going to find the Undying, maybe be able to get a stun or two. Getting one more stun should do the trick, and he's dead. Boom. Good return kill on the Undying. Undying trying to ward, getting caught out of position. But again, as long as this Terrorblade gets net worth and then doesn't throw a fight, he wins. Like, you have a level 11 Lina, you have your Ursa at 5.5k, their Terrorblade at 6.8. You have the advantage that you needed to be able to win this game, and you have it earlier than expected at the 15-minute mark, even though the kills are definitely in the favor of Team Trust. Lina actually getting caught out by a stun here, taking a little too much damage. Gonna use the arrow, kill the siege tank. I call it a siege tank, it's a siege catapult. The Chen army, you know, trying to farm up as much as he can. Slardar actually coming into, I would say, a bad position. They don't have any vision of this. Terrorblade is kind of bait right now. And again, you have Team Trust pretty much all together. This is how they're playing this game. Chen's going to be pushing out lanes. Mirana's going to use her ult, try and get them better positioning, but they do spot it out. The double damage coming in there. Are they going to go back for the double damage? Terrorblade's going to go in. Slardar's already committed, though, after the double damage was got at. Mirana trying to do as much damage as Beastmaster. Beastmaster does go down. Mirana trying to get out of there. Going to get snowballed up, using her Euros to get out of the Terrorblade. Doing his Metamorphosis, trying to do damage. We do have a stun on the Lina. Lina taking a lot of damage. Lina almost going down instantaneously to the Venge. Venge going to try and get a couple more hits. Is she going to be able to get it? One more hit will do it, but they're not going to be able to do it. Mirana does die to the Tusk. Terrorblade gets popped by Undying. Wow. And that fight couldn't have gone any worse. All that because they committed when Terrorblade turned around for the double damage room. That was horrible for them. Slardar jumping in just as Terrorblade turns around, and they're not all committed to that fight. Lina goes down to almost, what, I'd say 5% health, still gets away with it. Venge couldn't get another hit off. Terrorblade was too far away. So at that point, you were taking, sorry about the yell there, you were taking the fight to the Dire side. Now, in a team like the Dire team, they can still man fight you. Like, when you run into them, there's no running out. When they run into you, you have the opportunity to turn that around. So that's basically what we saw in those two fights. Is that in the fight over on the Dire side, in the top lane, you saw that that, or on the Radiant side, you saw that Dire committed too hard. Team Trust went in, trying to get the kill. Terrorblade was in the back, being able to position himself in such a way that he could just deal out the damage needed. Now, in that instance, you did have Slardar who had to jump, but Terrorblade wasn't close enough. Terrorblade couldn't start doing the damage. Tusk's gonna go in on this Venge. Venge is gonna die for this. And you just get caught out. Not a lot you can do about it. The lead's still in favor of Lbzs, but Terrorblade getting his farm, and again, this is the getting to a crucial point. Like, Terrorblade has his Manta style. He's getting on his next items. Ursa does get the Vampire Fangs, so it gives him a little more lifesteal. Very good for the Ursa. But Terrorblade's still ahead. Terrorblade can kind of keep this pressure on. Like, with Chen army, with Mirana ult, and with Slardar being able to blink in, Slardar actually going to get the stun out on Lina. Is there going to be enough hits? Getting a couple more hits, not going to be able to do it. Is Mirana going to be able to get the kill? Mirana does get the kill on the Lina, and they're able to back off. Lina getting caught out by Slardar. So Slardar does have the jump, as I was saying. So it's like, you're not going to be able to get Roche very easily against the Radiant side. You do have the Ursa going in on the Mirana. Mirana's just going to back up. Beastmaster pushing in this bot lane with Venge, trying to catch him. Slardar actually coming around in the back. Couldn't be able to get a stun on the Beastmaster. Misses the stun a little bit. Boom, gets one stun, gets two stuns. Committing the third one, should get the kill. Beastmaster dies. Terrorblade up top, farming again. They're going to ult up, try and get the Undying in the mid. Undying going to commit the Tombstone, be like, I'm scared. I saw there was an ult coming. Kind of, I would say pretty smart move. Put down a ward, put down the Tombstone, and get back. Being like, okay, I know they've ulted. Slardar going to come in here up top, see if he can get anything. Just going to commit to getting creeps. And this is still really good for Lbzs. I'm like, you need the Terrorblade for late game, and Terrorblade's just farming up a storm. Terrorblade's still being 1k ahead of the Ursa. And again, you don't have an easy ability to take Roche with this Ursa. Ursa has his Battle Fury, has Vampire Fangs. Slardar gonna just steal his farm. Undying and Tusk pushing in mid. Slardar zooming up in here, getting that speed. And again, you have the Lina, the Undying, the Tusk all together. They're there to be able to catch someone out. Terrorblade's like not afraid of anyone at this point. Venge can just swap herself out. Slardar can get out. Mirana can get out. Chen's the only one who's like committed to death. We do have the Lina and the Undying smoking up with the Tusk, trying to get the Terrorblade. Terrorblade gonna get caught out. He's gonna get stunned up. Is everyone gonna be here in time? That's the question. He's taking a lot of damage. Is it gonna be enough burst? Venge does go for the save. Undying gets sundered. Tusk going down, Lina going down. Wow, what a bad engagement, unfortunately. Slardar's just too close for comfort. Terrorblade gets a kill. This is a problem. You don't want to be like, I understand the strategy there. It's like you have a lot of bursts. We don't have that much burst. Terrorblade's already massively ahead. This game is falling apart for Team Trust. Like, usually I would say at this point in the game, it's like, oh, well, with a really good team fight, it can go either way. There's not going to be that kind of a team fight. Like, your best chance is catching this Terrorblade out by himself, because Terrorblade in a team fight, especially now that he is almost 2k ahead of the Ursa, it's like, he's just going to wait for a metamorphosis. He's going to go and kill you, and that's it. There's not a lot you can do. He's going to hit towers. Yeah, you can prevent them from running away from towers. That's your advantage. But that's your only advantage. And when you're not ahead, when there's a 6k net worth lead on the side of Lbzs Gaming, it's like, what are you doing? Beastmaster committing the ult for a level 14 Venge. Just going to stun him and run away. Going to get killed for it. Whoa, and we did find the Chen getting killed by the Ursa, but Slardar going to be able to try and turn this around. Is he actually going to have enough right clicks? He's not. So both supports do go down. Mirana using her ult, using the Yule Scepter on herself, making sure she doesn't die. So again, that's what you see these three doing. Like, you always have Lina, Tusk, and someone else. Mirana actually getting caught out and barely saving herself. Does have a regen rune if she can proc it. Does have another leap. Gonna use another leap, committing to the Tusk, going in way too far. Terrorblade not there to be able to do anything. Gonna actually hit her up. She's taking a lot of damage. She almost goes down. Tusk does die for this, so position 4 Tusk, not a big deal. They already overcommitted for it. But they're trading that for the Chen and the Venge. It's not a bad trade. You're going to take anything you can get, especially with this Terrorblade just kind of not being able to farm when he has to try and help push out and save his team.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So again, at this point, like, Ursa's catching up in farm now. Ursa's actually ahead in farm. He's got his Yasha. So again, you had Terrorblade not being able to farm during that point. Ursa's going to push into their jungle. They actually have complete map control right now. At least on the side in which Terrorblade wants to be farming. But you need to be getting more ahead of this. Yeah, you got the tier 2. So that's pretty good. Now you can take their outpost. You can kind of take control of all of Radiant's jungle. Yeah, I'm surprised actually how quickly Ursa was able to just, you know, have the space to farm. He did get the kill on the Chen, and probably got a lot of the Chen army at the same time. I just feel like this Chen has not had the amount of impact you'd expect out of a Chen. Slightly unfortunate. He's still being able to push in lanes a bit, but you're losing in the tower race. Venge actually getting the swap on the Beastmaster. Beastmaster committing his ult. Mirana going to be here doing a lot of damage. Is it going to be enough? Going to get the stun. Going to be able to kill the Beastmaster. Now Venge is going to die for this as well, but Mirana, can she get the return kill on the Undying? Undying taking a lot of damage, and it looks like Undying does go down. A 2-for-1. Again, losing your position 4 Venge for the position 3 Beastmaster, who's honestly having a horrible game. Like, Beastmaster is only at level 14. Same with the Lina. Being quite far behind. This Terrorblade actually getting caught out against this Ursa. Is he going to be able to get out in time? No, it looks like he dies. Oh my god, that's so bad. Lbz Gaming letting their carry just die mid. After creating all that space, you'd think he'd be, you know, back farming, but no, he actually just dies. That's so bad for Lbzs. They can't be getting caught out with their Terrorblade. That's like game ending if it happens one more time. Because now he's 1k behind. He will, like, if he doesn't have any map control, he has nowhere to farm. Yes, he has the ability to farm. But when you get caught out because you're by yourself, because the rest of your team is trying to push in a lane that's already lost your tier 2, it's a hard time. Lina coming in, gonna try and get this Mirana. Mirana gonna use herself up from the stun. Sartor coming in, getting a stun on the Mirana, gonna get a couple more stuns on. Mirana's gonna pop, Lina's gonna pop. Mirana's gonna die as well though. Mixing up my Mirana and my Lina, and Slaughter has to get out here because he's in a bad position. He's gonna get caught up by the Beastmaster ult. Gonna be able to get one stun down, but is it gonna be enough? No, doesn't even get the stun down. And again, I feel like this Chen has had like very little impact this game. That's like my only problem with it. He does get, you know, bigger and badder, but like without your Terrorblade getting, like being able to fight, Mirana getting caught out, dying for Alina, Ursa's actually going to be able to take this opportunity to get Roche, and I mean, that one Terrorblade death has actually been so bad for Lbzs getting caught out like that. Terrorblade going to try and slow it down, but it's not going to be enough. Ursa's going to get the Aegis, and they're going to have to back up. Committing the Metamorphosis for this. Mon actually getting, or Vengeful Spirit getting caught out. Going to try and swap him out, save some space. Terrorblade doing damage from the high ground, but it's not really going to be enough. You're still waiting for your Slardar and Mirana to get up, and that was a free Roche. Now Chen getting caught out. Look like Chen's going to die. This is like really sloppy play, unfortunately. Undying gonna die for this. Lina gonna try and get some stuns. Ursa's gonna actually probably get stunned up. Nope, not gonna go for it. Blink on too far of a cooldown. Tusk getting in good position. We do have the Undying buying back, knowing that this is actually a problem for them. They have to get back. Mirana might be able to get an arrow. Not gonna commit to it. Now the lead is still for Lbzs. Don't get me wrong, Lbzs has the better late game. It's like once we get BKBs on here, this team doesn't really die. Like what are you worried about? The Ursa? That's it. You just kite out the Ursa. Terrorblade already having his Eye of Scotty, being a farm machine that he is. Slardar almost getting his Scepter. Gonna be able to get those pools of water. We do have an MKB and a Yules. Soon to get a Lincoln's on Mirana. Tier 1 mid, gonna go down, probably in exchange for the tier 2 top. Again, Chen trying to farm the jungle as much as he can. Tier 1 goes down. Ursa TPing in mid. They're gonna be able to get that tier 2 top, probably get the outpost and move out of there. Chen gonna try and defend mid with the Chen army. Lina coming around, gonna find the Chen army most likely. And again, it's they basically switch sides at this point. It's like the top side is now all Radiant, the bottom side is all Dire, and it's going to stay like that for pretty much the rest of the game. All the warding for the respective teams are on those sides. Mirana does commit her ult, Trying to see if they can catch someone else. Slardar gonna reveal that his ult's gonna actually go for the stuns on Undying. Gonna be able to possibly burst him down. Mirana doing a lot of damage to him, and he does go down. Tusk committing onto this. Slardar gonna give his life most likely against this. He might actually be able to get out. Getting the stun off. Trying to do damage. Primal Roar is done. Vengeful Spirit swapping in the Slardar. Gonna be able to try and save the Slardar. Not enough. Chen army is coming in here, and Terrorblade's still nowhere in the fight. Venge gonna sacrifice the Chen. And again, Terrorblade nowhere near in the fight. That was the problem. Like, when you don't have a Terrorblade, what are you doing? You can't fight. They're getting really good positionings to take these fights. Yeah, Slardar thought he had it, but he didn't. Now Terrorblade and Venge out on their lonesome. Venge gonna have to back off. Terrorblade gonna have to back off. Yeah, you killed the Undying, but you lost your Slardar. Your Slardar is such a crucial thing in this game. The fact they committed on that for just an Undying was not worth it. I understand that when you get the tombstone down, it's very crucial. Lina actually gonna try and catch up this Venge with the Ursa. Venge committing herself to pretty much death. She's like, I was trying to push up the lane, daddy. It didn't work. It didn't work. The game is, this is insane. So the net worth is still in favor of Lbzs gaming, right? Map control, entirely in Dire's favor. Late game, in favor of Radiant. Chen getting his creeps caught out. Those ancient creeps dying really quickly to an Ursa. So basically this is what's going to happen, okay? Sardar's going to try and catch this Beastmaster bot. Not going to be able to do anything about it. Going to miss out. They don't have very good wards. Like, they have a ward here. Going to be able to see the river, but they can't see anything within their own jungle. Ursa can kind of just double back. They're going to wait out the Aegis. But Ursa has his BKB. So he's not really worried about too much other than the Slardar stunning him up. Mirana does still not have... Oh, she's getting her Lincolns now. There you go. Lincolns. Chen gonna get caught out here. Maybe gonna be able to get out of position. Mirana gonna commit her ult. They're actually gonna try and go on the Ursa. TB actually finally being here for a fight. Arrow does miss. Swap coming out. Trying to do as much damage to this Ursa. Ursa gonna go after the Vengeful Spirit, but it's not gonna be enough. Slardar coming in. Gonna probably get a stun on Lina. Can they get the kills on the Lina? Lina goes down. Oh, Lina's gonna go down. Lina goes down. They got the Lina. Catching out the Undying. Slardar setting him up. Terrorblade doing the damage like he should. And there you go. Gonna keep pushing with this Metamorphosis. Ursa just backing up. Tusk trying to de-ward behind them. They're gonna be able to get this tier 2. This is exactly the kind of fight they want to take. Slardar is actually going to try and find Beastmaster in the back end. Slardar going in on him. Gonna be able to find him potentially. Oh, the blink just blinks out. Is Slardar going to be able to guess this? Slardar might actually be in a bad position. Tusk coming in. Slardar going back. Trying to get out. Going to be able to get stunned up by the Tusk. He's getting his stun off, but Primal Roar is committed. Slardar is zooming away though. He's so fast. Tusk going to get the snowball out. Stun coming in. Slardar still running away from this. Slardar might actually get out of this. And at the same time, the tier 3 has gone down. Ursa's getting stunned up. Right in the thing. Is he going to be able to get out? Doing so much damage to Mirana. Mirana being able to leap out. And Ursa's just committing his ult. Being like, I'm just going to fight this as hard as I can. So all that. Slardar didn't die in the back end. Terrorblade getting used up. Ursa getting into position, trying to get it. Swap going in on Ursa. Ursa committing his BKB. They're doing damage to the Ursa though. Ursa taking so much damage. Tusk committing his Walrus Punch. I really gotta get better with these names sometimes. Tombstone is committed, so looks like the Radiant side's gonna have to back off. And again, this is what the Radiant side wants to do, is when they Metamorphosis, they can push in the lane. They didn't, like, in all technicality, saying that there's no mistakes made, Lbzs gaming continue their lead. They don't lose this game. Everyone just kites out Ursa because that's what they have. They have maneuverability on their hands. Chen army just helps push in towers. And as long as they don't get picked off, like if TB doesn't get picked off by like a Tusk Beastmaster Lina combo, this game will continue to go into the favor of Lbz gaming. Now, if they get some sort of good catch, like Ursa doesn't have a blink, so he can't really jump in too far. Do have a regen rune coming in. They are going to push in the bottom lane with Lina and Beastmaster. Tusk using his Shadow Blade, getting a regen rune. Roche still not up yet. And we do have the Daedalus going to be coming in for the Terrorblade, trying to dish out as much damage as he can. Bottom lane getting pushed in. Mirana trying her best not to get committed on. Using the swap on the Lina, going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Lina, but is it going to be enough? Lina does go down, but we do have a fight with the Chen getting caught out by the Ursa. Ice Shards not being able to let him engage on the fight. So they trade a Lina for a Chen. Ursa actually coming in here on the Terrorblade. Going to be able to BKB. Are they going to be able to get it? Stunning up the Ursa. Ursa using his ult, making sure he doesn't take any damage. Ursa being able to kill the Terrorblade and getting caught out. Now Slardr's going to get caught out as well. This is a horrible fight for the Radiant side. And again, this is what I said. It's like, as long as you just catch out the Terrorblade, you're going to get ahead. They managed to get all three of them. It was a 3v3 fight. And it went all in the favor of Team Trust because you got locked in with that Ursa. You have that control. Mirana gonna try and get out of here. Going to get stunned up, gonna get walrus punched, and she's not gonna have a leap available. She's gonna die. That's horrible. This Tusk is doing so much. Is this gonna be an actual team wipe? That's insane. So we just had a team wipe without a team fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And there goes the lead. There goes Lbzs Gaming's lead. Like they just lost it in one Terrorblade getting caught out. And again, that was your only lose condition. Is you don't let your Terrorblade get caught out. Now they can still win. Don't get me wrong. This net worth fluctuation's probably going to go back and forth, but he's like Ursa's going to get a free roach out of this. Terrorblade's going to be up in a couple seconds, but roach is already going to be taken. Ursa now has his Abyssal Blade, so it's equivalent to his Blink. He has the Aegis, he has the Cheese. They can kind of push this. They can kind of just keep pushing. There's not a whole lot Radiant can do about it except take a good fight. Metamorphosis is up, Sunder is up. This is I would not want to be in Lbzs's shoes right now because you've got to try and farm, try and create some map control without getting caught out. They spot out the Ursa and the Lina. Lina, again, not also having that good of a game anymore. Lina kind of fell off really hard. So it's basically Terrorblade and Mirana versus the Ursa. But when you have it divided like that, you do have a smoke coming up mid. So they're all going to come in, try and get the Lina, going to stun up the Lina. Lina's going to blow up. So good catch on the Lina. Ursa getting out of there. They're still going to try and commit a little harder for it. Ult of Mirana is committed. Terrorblade using his Metamorphosis already, trying to find a fight. Are they going to be able to find it? They do find the Ursa. Probably not the best target. Going to try and slow him down. Going to be able to stun him up. Getting the first life instantaneously. They're going to try and commit for the second life. Tombstone is committed. Ursa going to try and get out of there. Going to hit up the Slardar as much as he can. Slardar cannot do any stun. Terrorblade trying to do damage from the back. Going to be able to take out so much damage for Ursa. Ursa going down. Tusk is going to get him with the snowball. But without an Ursa, what do you have to fight? They're going to stun up the Lina, but now the Tusk goes down. And again, you have no Ursa. Your entire game is on the Ursa. Mirana is just going to stun up Lina. Lina's going to die, and it's the Undying and Beastmaster, the only ones that are left. Beastmaster was not there in the fight. When you get your Ursa get caught out like that with a Terrorblade who just wants to Metamorphosis and push towers, as I said, even though the net worth went in the swing of Team Trust, it was still very much in favor of Lbzs. Lbzs is going to be able to take out the Undying now, and Beastmaster is going to try and push and bot. But this is 60 seconds. What are our buyback stats? Is this like, this is going to be one lane of racks, but is it going to be more? Ursa has no buyback. The only one who has buyback is no one on the Team Trust team. They can actually just go for tier 4s and win the game, but they're not going to. They're gonna get a couple lane of racks. Beastmaster's not going to be able to push in the lane too much. Actually, he kind of... No, he's not going to have a lot. They still have 20 seconds. They can push in. They could have ended the game, technically. They could actually end the game right now if they want. But they don't know about the buyback. That's the thing. They're going to like, how much do we have to commit before you actually use a buyback? And then they're going to find out there is no buyback. You can just kind of end the game. You have 13 seconds. They're going to straight go for throne. Beastmaster's going to try and come in here and slow him down, but I don't think it's going to be enough. You can pretty much start doing damage to tier 4s, or they might go for megas. No, they're going to go for the tier 4s. Undying up in 2 seconds. That's still 18 seconds without the Ursa. If they just commit on killing the Beastmaster, Beastmaster's Primal Roar is down, but he dies in an instant. Tombstone is committed. This could be game. They have 10 seconds. 8 seconds. Looks like they're not going to... They're actually going for it. They're going to get the Undying, and that's going to be game, guys. Even if Ursa gets in here, how do you stop this damage? I don't think you stop it. Ursa gonna go in, try and take as much damage onto the Tusk. Terrorblade does get kicked out in the back. He's going to get stunned up by the shots. Ursa just fighting in here, but is it going to be enough? Ursa goes down. That's game. GG, going in the favor of Lbzs Gaming. And again, that was so much to do with the draft. Even when you're behind, you still have such a significant chance in the late game. Hits 37 minutes and TB just becomes too powerful. Game 1 going in the favor of Lbzs. We'll be right back after this quick break. But man, that was a tough game. It's very hard to beat Team Trust right now. But we're going to see if they can come back in Game 2 as we take a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of our first series of the day with Team Trust on the Radiant side versus Lbzs on the Dire side. Game 1 going in favor of Lbzs, and like I called at the draft, it was such an easier draft for Lbzs to execute. They're like, we just have to get to a point, survive to a certain point in the game, and then win with the Terrorblade. Whereas like Team Trust, they had the right idea, they had team fight on their hand, but it just was never enough. You get caught out once against the Terrorblade and that's game over. He uses Metamorphosis, he pushes your towers. You didn't have buyback on your Ursa, you lose the game. The bans coming out, we do have the Snapfire and the Phoenix ban, and then the Doom ban on Team Trust. Maybe see a Magnus ban as well following up on that, just to see if it stays the same. I don't think they're going to ban out the Terrorblade. They're actually going to go and ban out the IO. So Lbzs going to get first pick. They could pick their Mirana again. They could pick their Venge again. The fact that their Mirana got in that late in the game was very surprising, that late in the draft. You still have Clockwork in the pool. You do have Tiny still in the pool, so Tiny might be a really good pickup, just such a versatile first pick. It has such impact in the game. Again, the Chen didn't feel like he had a lot of impact in the game, that last game, but he had his heal. He had, oh, we do have the Venge coming out again, first pick for Lbzs, so they're committing to it. It basically gives you so much save. Yeah, he mostly used it to kill his ally, the Chen, last game, but it gives you so much save potential, especially against someone like Void. So Team Trust actually going to pick up the Mirana, realizing we left it for the 4th pick last time for you guys. We're just going to take it first pick. We don't care. This leaves, what, you can go Bat Rider, you can go Clockwork, you could go, you can't go Phoenix. You could go the Magnus if you wanted on Lbzs. You still go the Tiny. It's a very run-at-you kind of strategy. Beastmaster, always a good pick. And again, like, Beastmaster had a horrible game that last game. Going for the Dro pick already on Lbzs, and then the Snap Mars pick right after that. So we're going to have a position 3 Mars with most likely a... I don't want to say a mid Mirana. That doesn't seem likely. But we do have a position 1 Dro coming in. They're just committing for the Dro, being like, no, we want the damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Dro pretty much in a situation in this game where she gets caught out, she dies.
5 seconds remaining.
She doesn't get caught out, she kills. She's going to be an effective sniper from your pubs. We're just supposed to sit back. We do have the Spec getting banned out, so they're banning out cores on the side of Lbzs. Undying getting banned out by Team Trust. Realizing that Undying did so much for them in that last game, it would do too much for their opponents this game. Probably going to see what else. What else do we want to see? Who do you want to not get locked down with? You don't want to get locked down with a Spec.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't want to get a Faceless Void. Faceless Void would be a good pick, so I would ban it if I were them. They're going to ban out the PL. I was thinking PL, but I feel like PL is not very meta lately, so I'd like to see a Faceless Void ban out. Or maybe a Sven. Sven has the ability to kind of like jump into the fight really quickly, do a lot of damage with everyone getting caught in the Mars ulti.
5 seconds remaining.
You can only ban one of them. I would ban the... I want to say the Sven this game. They're going to ban the Void Spirit on side of Team Trust. Lbzs should ban the... I want to say the Faceless Void. I mean, actually, I guess not. I guess they're not afraid of it because of the Venge. The Venge is your ultimate save against the Faceless Void, so then ban the Sven. I think the Sven ban would just do so much value right now. But they're thinking about it. They're trying to figure out which cores are they most afraid of. So I don't expect to see an anti-mage this game. The silence is too much against the anti-mage. The silence is also really good against the Faceless Void. They're actually getting rid of the CK, so they're like, okay, we're gonna get rid of all illusions. I feel like the Sven's still really good. Sven kind of just jumps in on the Dro, blows her up. Lifestealer is also pretty good for Team Trust. They have a lot of engagement ability, so Lifestealer not too afraid of the Dro. As long as you can get up on the Dro, you're fine.
5 seconds remaining.
I doubt the anti-mage, because when you go the anti-mage, it's like a roll of dice. Who gets the ability off first? Do you get dusted from behind trees and get killed, or are you able to blink? That's kind of the situation. It looks like Team Trust is probably going to ban out another mid. Who are they afraid of? They don't like silences. Banning out the Void Spirit. They're going to actually ban out the Beastmaster, be like, we don't want to give you a mid game either. It's very interesting. They banned out 2 of their last picks, or their picks from the last game, knowing the amount of control that those picks give. Team Trust most likely going to be looking to get their other support. Oh, they actually just straight up go for the Troll. Okay, so again, you want lockdown, you want to fight someone. Troll is actually a really good one. You lock down. Again, this is almost the same strategy they did last time. It's they're going to like, okay, we're going to have someone that deals out a lot of damage, and the rest of the team is going to be there for lockdown. Since it's most likely going to be a Mirana position 4 to match up with the Tusk from last game. You have your Mars as your position 3. For your position 2, you want someone that can what? Because you're probably going to want to continue this idea of control. You got the Venge and the Dro. Going to be hitting you from afar. You want to lock them in. Who gives more control? Like, it'd be crazy for me to say, like, an Elder Titan, but I feel like Elder Titan's more position 4. Run the Mirana position 5, but I don't think that's a viable thing. In terms of mid, who gives out the most control mid? Because last game we saw the Lina and the Mirana, which I don't think the Lina was very impactful. So we do have the Slardar coming out again from Lbzs, so they're getting their favorable lane picks for the off lane. And again, it's very good. The stun comes in, it's BKB piercing, like you don't have to worry a lot about it. He's your frontliner now, he engages, he catches everyone out. Your Dro is effectively your TB from last game. Oh, I did call the Elder Titan! Look at this, guys! Oh my god, I feel like I'm on fire. I felt like Elder Titan just gave that extra control that you needed. Oh man, I'm so good with these picks. So that's honestly probably the best control you can have now. Now you have the sleep into the arrow, into the Mars ulti, you put Troll in the middle there. So what are you gonna do? You have these big boys. This is why you got rid of Undying. Who can help control this? Oh, this is a hard lane. Who's gonna be your position 5? Because you're gonna put Venge and Slardar together. Who do you help? You need someone frontlining, like being able to save Dro, also take damage. Unless you run Venge position 5, you could go Oracle. I feel like it's a lot of save. You're just putting a lot of save on your team. But at the same time, it's like when Team Trust uses all their abilities, you win the fight, right? Because the only one you're worrying about is the Troll. Because Slardar doesn't really commit any spells, neither does Dro. Venge commits the swap. So if you can outlast the initial engagement, I feel like Lbzs has the damage to be able to do it. I'd like to say an Oracle, maybe. Who else would be a good save? So they're picking Shadow Fiend. I'm not a huge fan on that. I get it. They're trying to output the damage. If Team Trust is going to be all about setup again, you just have people in the background who are doing damage. It does give a lot of disengage, so Shadow Fiend does get his ult off. It pushes everyone away. So that might be what they're looking at. Queen of Pain does get banned out. They're basically going to try and ban out everyone that's going to kill Shadow Fiend mid. And the fact that Void Spirit was already removed.
10 seconds remaining.
You could see who would be able to do engagement. Like, if Viper wasn't so slow, I would say Team Trust could go for a Viper. They might go for a Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit kind of engages and disengages very well. Same with Ember Spirit. I'm just trying to think who has a better lane against Shadow Fiend, because
10 seconds remaining.
You could do TA as well. No, but TA would wake people up. You need a lot of single target from your mid lane. So they're banning out the Kunkka. Because, yeah, Kunkka's X would actually be really good, and it would create more control. I feel like TA would give you, like, the slow, the traps, the damage. It would really help out in the damage output. You put your Deso on your TA, maybe. I feel like it's a pretty decent laning against Shadow Fiend. So they're going to get rid of the Shadow Demon. I thought Shadow Demon was a good save, but I'd like to see an Oracle instead. We do have the Bat Rider, which, how did this get through the draft so late? Oh my god, this Bat Rider is so clutch. This Bat Rider is everything. This Bat Rider is like, I don't care about your team fight. I'm going to win the early game. I'm going to win the lane for my team. I'm going to push you guys off. You can't fuck with my Dro. Oh, this Bat Rider is such a good pick. If I was Team Trust, I'd be like, how did we let that happen? I don't even think it matters. What are you going to do? What are you going to lane up? Like,
choose your hero.
Okay, so Mars mid. Right? Wait, who's mid? Oh, it's okay, so they're actually going to do the Mirana mid, I think. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. I think it's the same kind of strategy as last time, whereas Team Trust is going all for that team fight, that engage, that lockdown, that you can't run away from a fight from us. But once Troll's ult's down, again, very much like the Ursa, it's you're not really afraid of it. I'm gonna give this in favor of Lbzs. They have the Bat Rider, which pretty much wins their lane for them. Their Slardar and their Venge have been so on point. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to Lbzs. I think this is a clean game. It's the Shadow Fiend's probably gonna have a hard time, probably, but I think I have to see how these lanes actually match up properly. But yeah, I think it's in favor of Lbzs. This one I'm a little more confident of them. I'm gonna say 70-30. This Bat Rider pick, last pick, is so clutch. Bat Rider, Slardar, you have so much catch. Slardar, Vengeful Spear, and Bat Rider, and then you just have the Shadow Fiend for disengagement, your Dro for dealing out damage, versus like you have a lot of setup. You have Darkseer who can, you know, vacuum into the wall. You can sleep with the Elder Titan, Mars ulti, Mirana ulti gives you a lot of engagement, the arrow, and the Troll kind of just jumps in and does damage. But I don't see Team Trust being able to win the game before the Dro becomes unstoppable. That's what I'm going to put on this. But we'll see as we get into this game. We do have Team Trust on the Radiant side. And then we do have the wonderful Lbzs on the Dire side. Going to be an interesting game too. I feel like a lot of the time the game twos have actually been a lot more one-sided than the game ones. But we'll have to see if that holds true. So we do have the Slardar and the Bat Rider going to lane together. It's going to be Venge and Dro in the top lane with their Shadow Fiend mid. Again, Shadow Fiend mid, I'm not sure about. It is a position 5 Elder Titan with the Troll. And then we have a Darkseer and a Mars. And then the Mirana mid. This game is going to be interesting. Effectively, what Team Trust is going to do is they're going to just run at you continuously. That's going to be their goal. They're just going to try and keep doing as much like early kills, early game advantage as possible. Darkseer actually coming in here, so it looks like they might try and contest this. They might catch out the Darkseer. Going to do a couple shots on the Darkseer. He's going to have to run around. Mars coming in from behind, and the Elder Titan. So they're going to do a little bit more damage on the Darkseer, but they're going to get backed off, which means should be Slardar and Bat Rider easily taking the bottom runes. Troll by himself. I don't think anything's really going to happen here. Elder Titan does so much damage though. So much right click. For a support, for a position 5, it's a little much. They're really aggressively positioning themselves. Getting as many tower, wards down as possible. Interesting warding placement. They're going to have to back off. Going to commit to not getting any. Slardar going to push the Troll off. Gonna get a couple hits on the Troll for free. He's gonna go 2 for 2. Slardar actually trading a lot of hits. Gonna keep doing as many hits as he can. Gonna keep trying to body block him. It's gonna get close, but they're getting too close to the trees. He can't block the trees, so they're just gonna commit to that being all the hits they're gonna get. Elder Titan just chilling here, waiting to TP the lane when he's needed. Actually going to choose to try and get the courier of the Shadow Fiend coming in. Positioning himself very well for it. Should be able to get in one hit. He does not see it, but he's expecting it. Here it comes. Does Shadow Fiend react quickly enough? Nope.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So there goes the courier. Dro already getting pushed on by this Darkseer and this Mars. Slardar just going to pull the creep wave as much as he can. Elder Titan's going to be able to hit him up, you know. They kind of trade hits pretty well. So again, Shadow Fiend's going to really have to win his lane here. Bat Rider should actually have no problem winning this lane for Slardar. He just does so much damage. Darkseer's going to be pulling creeps. Dro's going to have a hard time farming. And yeah, I don't know, like Elder Titan's going to be able to create some space, but it's like you're not going to get a whole lot out of this. They're actually going to try and... Mars not going to get any farm. Again, same time as last time. It seems like they give their position 4 a lot of ability to just pull these creeps inside of Team Trust, so... Shadow Fiend and Mirana just, you know, trading back and forth. Seems like a pretty even laning phase thus far, surprisingly. Going to get some stomps out on the troll. They have so much lockdown potential on the off lane for the Dire side, for Lbzs. They're going to be able to get 4 sticky napalms. Going to be 5 sticky napalms. They're actually going to turn around, try and get on the Batrider. Batrider is going to get caught out, but it looks like Troll's going to be the first blood. Trading the Troll for the Batrider, totally worth it. Dire's Courier goes down again to the Darkseer. Darkseer, they're just going for Couriers. This is Courier Wars right now. And again, this is such a hard lane for your Troll. Troll's at 6 last hits. Sardar's at less, but they don't really care. They're just trying to prevent the Troll. Your entire strategy is on your Troll. He's all your damage. What are you going to do against it? Drow going to have a hard time against this Mars. Can't really push off this Mars with his beautiful, beautiful shield. His buck work. And again, Batrider's just going to keep sticky napalms. Yeah, you can do some damage with your, your stomp, but not going to be a whole lot. They're going to actually try and position themselves pretty strongly against his Elder Titan. Troll going to have to whirling access him away. Sardar taking a lot of damage, but not going to be enough. Sticky napalm helps slow. Shadow Fiend and Mirana still just trading. Drow not having a lot happening top. And again, it's all the action's going to be on this bottom lane. Because the Batrider is going to just put on a bunch of sticky napalms, do as much damage as he can. Sardar actually going back, getting some heals. And again, this Batrider just wins them the lane. Like, Elder Titan has to work super hard to be able to help salvage this lane against a Batrider Sardar. And Batrider's not afraid. He's just like, I'll just sticky napalm you all day. This is literally my job. Get like 6 sticky napalm stacks, going for the kill. Actually gonna get slipped up. Not gonna mean anything. They're not really afraid. Actually looks like they're gonna try and stun up this Elder Titan. They're gonna sticky napalms him up. So they can get another bash on him. They're gonna be one off. Oh, committing the flame, trying to get it. Sleep's going down on it. Sardar really low on health, but the fire is doing so much damage. Sardar really low on health. Gonna barely be able to get away. They're gonna try and do more damage to the Elder Titan. Stun actually does miss. Batrider still going on the Elder Titan. Gonna be a very close hit. One more hit on the Elder Titan. The Elder Titan's gonna go down, but no, it's actually Batrider who goes down. Sardar being too low on health and Batrider committing for the kill. Elder Titan being one hell of a tanky boy. Being able to take the damage. It was very close. If he would have just been able to have a faster turn speed, he would have been able to get it, but Troll actually going to position himself to try and get the rune. Sleep's probably going to come underway, so they're going to have to give up the top runes. Or the bottom runes, I should say. Both runes on the bottom lane going in the favor, but Venge does get one of the runes in the top lane. Venge can't really trade last hit, or can't trade hits with Darkseer. Darkseer just outputs too much damage. Gonna have to commit his stun. Darkseer still chasing in on this. Not gonna really mean much, just making sure that Venge can't go back to lane. So that Mars and Drow can continue to trade last hits. Game kind of chilling out. Elder Titan not being in lane. Just gives Batrider the chance to just kind of farm up. Sardar waiting for his bash. He's got a bash whenever he wants. Not going to be doing much with it. Elder Titan TPing top. Looks like they're going to probably try and go on this Drow. Mars not quite at level. Ooh, gets the spear. Is she going to notice it's coming? Going to have to back up. Taking a lot of damage from this Mars. Thinking this Mars is committing in. Venge does spot it out, but is it going to be in time? Drow taking a lot of damage. We do have a Slardar TPing in top. Going to try and get the stun. Drow is really low on health, but Mars is going to go down for a vacuum. Does kill out the Drow, so they're going to get the kill on that, but can they continue doing damage? Stunning up the Elder Titan. Going to stun him up again. Get a third stun, and there he is. He's dead. Now Venge, can they turn around on the Darkseer? Can I get one stun? Can I try and get a second stun? Is it going to be enough? No mana to be able to use a surge, and he's dead. So 3 for 1, killing the Drow, but you managed to get 3 kills in return. Still, last hits in favor, or I should say net worth in favor of Team Trust. But Batrider doesn't mind being stuck lane against a Troll. He's really not afraid of it. This Shadow Fiend destroying the mid lane. Currently 41 and 24. Absolutely destroying this Mirana in terms of last hits. Bat Rider by himself. Darkseer is on the bot lane. Slardar actually coming in, trying to get the Mars again, getting one stun. Going to try and block him up, getting a second stun. Going to get the second stun coming in. Second stun's in, 3 seconds till. Mars committing his ult. Is it going to be enough, actually? He's one hit away. Oh, commits the ult to save his life. So close. But that means Mars ult is down for 80 seconds. So it gives Dro a lot more freedom to farm. Not worried about getting caught out. Shadow Fiend still winning this last hit war. Still a very tight game. Darkseer gonna try and help out this troll. They have 2 Iron Shells and an Elder Titan. Bat Rider can't really do much. Does have his lasso, but if they commit to this fight, they don't realize it's a 3v. Actually committing so much damage into it, but it's gonna be enough. He gets slept up. His fire is doing a lot of damage to the troll, but it's actually not gonna be enough. Gonna get the kill from the Vengeful Spirit. Slardar's gonna come in, try and get the Elder Titan. Gonna bash up the Elder Titan once, gonna bash up the Elder Titan twice. Gonna get a third one. Stomping down, not letting him get out of here. Are they gonna have the damage though? It doesn't look like it. He's still too tanky. Not able to remove enough of the armor, not able to do enough damage. What seemed like a surefire hit, but you just can't do the damage. It's actually insane how tanky he is. Now Mirana is actually using an invis rune, gonna come in the back lines, gonna catch out the Venge. Not a whole lot you can do. Sleep going out, gonna miss, but they're gonna have so much damage, gonna be able to stun him up, but it's gonna have to get back. That's a trade. Again, Bat Rider dying for the troll to die is actually very much in favor of Lbzs gaming. Dro just gonna use her gust on Mars, like, I don't want to go near you, your ult's off cooldown. Smart choice. Shadow Fiend still maintaining a lead in this. I feel like with Lbzs, they're committed to having a really good core, like a really good position 1 and a really good position 2. They're both incredibly impactful in the games. Whereas with Team Trust, it seems like a roll of the dice. Ooh, we do have the Darkseer going down to the Venge and the Bat Rider. Bat Rider trying to do as much damage to this troll. Gonna stun him up. Keep stacking, keep stacking. Napalm sticky Napalm's only got 3 stacks on it. Bat Rider actually getting committed up in here. Looks like Bat Rider is going to go down for this, but are they going to be able to get the kill on the Slardar? Ult still active. Going to try and get out. Going to be able to get the kill on the Venge. Slardar not having enough damage to be able to output. This is actually surprising. Slardar not really having as much impact as he did last game. It's quite painful for him, actually. You did have 2 just die against a Troll and Elder Titan. There's a 2-for-1 deal. Not really worth it. Shadow Fiend finding the Elder Titan, gonna go for a kill here. Blowing him up. No rune for the Elder Titan. Shadow Fiend increasing his lead. Mirana getting her hands on a haste rune. Bat Rider actually going in on the Mars. Mars committing his ult. He's gonna be able to most likely get away. No, actually looks like Dro's gonna slow him up and he's gonna die. So more net worth going in the favor of Dro. So Shadow Fiend is leading the pack. Mirana being 1,000 behind in the mid lane again. Mid lane for Team Trust, always having a harder time. Bat Rider sees the rune. He's like, I want the rune, guys. Darkseer gonna go in for it. He's gonna be able to get it. Bat Rider gonna grab it, then do some damage to the Darkseer. Darkseer's gonna have to surge away, but it's not gonna be enough. Actually committing his ult, which is questionable. He's actually gonna get himself killed. Not 100% sure what the Bat Rider was doing here. He got the rune and then committed his ult. I guess he realized if I'm dead, if I have no ult, I'm pretty much useless, so I might as well die. 80 seconds without a lasso. All for a rune. Not really worthwhile. But again, it's the Shadow Fiend and the Dro. They're farming up a storm. Troll's the only one who's able to keep pace. Slardar not having a very good game, having the 3rd lowest net worth in the game. Only above the Vengeful Spirit and the Elder Titan. Elder Titan does go down to the Shadow Fiend and the Mirana as well. Ooh. Fighting against a Dro and a Shadow Fiend is not the best situation for you guys. Gonna be going down, gonna take a lot of unnecessary dead time. Now you do have the surge coming in on the Troll. It looks like they're gonna be able to catch the Bat Rider. Bat Rider gonna try and get out. Stun coming up from Slardar. Slardar not really wanting to fight this guy. He's doing too much damage. Gets 1 hit on the stun, but it looks like it might not be enough. Slardar actually getting out of position. Gonna be able to get a second stun coming in here. Gonna try and use this to their advantage. Getting the sticky napalms up. Surge does go on the troll, getting the troll warlord out of there. Mirana committing the ult, going in back on the Slardar and the Batrider. Mirana does get the kill, or actually, yeah, Mirana gets the kill on the Slardar. Darkseer does go down to Batrider, but then Troll gets the kill on the Batrider. Pinging out the Venge, being like, Venge, what are you doing? What are you doing top? Mirana's ult still out. Looks like they're going to try and go after the Venge. Venge going to be one hit away from death, and she's going to die. Shadow Fiend might be able to come around here, get something up here. Looking at it, trying to spot himself, trying to find himself a good position, but no such thing is available. Mars pushing in that top lane. Slardar going to be able to barely push it out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And even after all this, Lbzs is still ahead. Troll doesn't, I feel like Troll doesn't taper off as badly as Ursa feels like he does, because Troll does have the range, does have the ability to lock someone down. Looks like they're just gonna trade the tier 2 for the tier 1, or tier 1 for the tier 1, top versus bot. Denied on Slardar's side, but then being able to secure the last one on Shadow Fiend. Batrider able to push out this Mirana. Actually getting a lot of sticky napalms, gonna commit too far. Batrider again, just flame break, gonna get wasted, gonna get slept out, and then he just dies. Batrider being a little too cocky in this game. Dro gonna have to get back. Vengeful Spirit not in the best position. But this Shadow Fiend is having a great game. Shadow Fiend being 1,200 above the Troll. Dro still being above the Troll. Batrider, Slardar, and Vengeful Spirit foregoing all their net worth to their main carries. And again, when you see this Dro and this Shadow Fiend running around together, there's so much damage output. Gonna swap in the Darkseer. Darkseer looks like he's just gonna die for it. Pretty much pulling what the Batrider did. Haste Rune up at the... Gonna actually go in the favor of the Troll. Troll getting a Haste Rune. Gonna be able to run out here. Possibly go up and get the Slardar kill. Slardar only having 2 bashes on. Could actually get caught out. Gonna go for one. Not gonna be able to go for the other ones. Gonna try and scooch out of here. He's got to... I don't know why he doesn't just go for the hit. He's not going to try it. But the Mirana does go down to the Shadow Fiend at the same time. Slardar is able to get away. Mars coming in here, using the ult on the Vengeful Spirit and the Dro. Dro's just going to silence him up and try and do damage. No damage being done, and Mars is just going to get out of there. He's actually still slowed up. Sleep's going to come in from the Elder Titan. Going to give Mars the space he needs. Shadow Fiend did die for all that, though, which is not very good. Who killed the Shadow Fiend? Shadow Fiend, oh, so they traded Mirana for Shadow Fiend. Not the best, considering your Shadow Fiend is the one with the highest net worth in the game. Only so much you can do about it. So it looks like 2 runes are going to go in the favor of the Dire side, and the Radiant side is going to take the top half runes. Shadow Fiend TPing in mid. Going to get arrowed up. Oh, actually dodges the arrow just last second. Bad timing by the Mirana. So net worth still in the favor of Lbzs Gaming. Mirana, again, the mid from Team Trust just not having the impact that you desire. Being at like 5k net worth. So we do have the Elder Titan up here at the top, warding up, seeing everything that's happening. You do have a smoke out, but the Slardar does get the stomp. Echo Slam going to come out. Oh, actually, the stomp gets stopped at the very last second. It's going to be a free kill. Mirana ult committed. Smoke committed. Mirana no ult for 180 seconds. Troll does have his ult up. Slardar actually going in on the Troll, trying to get one stun. Not going to be enough. Slardar might have to get out here. Dro doing so much damage from the back. Actually getting stunned up by the arrow. Mars committing his ult, but is it going to be enough? Damage coming in from everywhere. Mars and Mirana both pop. Looks like Darkseer is going to go down too. And the lasso out on the Troll, and then Troll does commit his ult. Going to get stunned up. Are they going to have enough stuns to be able to deal with him? Going to swap him out to make sure he dies. And that's a 4 for nothing. You don't have your Elder Titan to start your fight. You have nothing. Lasso just hardcore counters this Troll. Like you can't do anything if you're lassoed. So this is going to be a free Roche for Lbzs Gaming. And again, their lead is just getting further and further ahead. It's 16 minutes in. 5k net worth lead. Make that 6k. Dro pretty much getting unkillable. deaths all around, but really it's the Shadow Fiend and the Dro game happening here. They are going to get the Echo Stomp on. Nox, you can do a lot. Elder Titan's just going to pop. Going to try and get the kill on the Mirana. Going to get the stun on Mirana. Doing so much damage, Mirana goes down. Oh, it's just falling apart for Team Trust. One bad fight against this Dro and the Shadow Fiend, and what are you going to do? It's now a 7k net worth lead. 2 down already. Dro might get caught out here.
Radiant's middle tower
In
is
a
under attack.
slightly bad position. Mara's going to try and get the spear. Going to actually get the spear on the Shadow Fiend, but the Gust does go in. Slardar getting the stun on the Mars. Going to be able to lock him down. Damage coming out. Blows up the Mars. Do get the sleep on the Shadow Fiend, so Shadow Fiend might die for this, but Shadow Fiend also has an extra life, so he's not too afraid. Going to be able to slow up the Troll, try and prevent him from actually engaging. Stomp coming in on the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend going to blow up for this. Nothing he can do about it, but are they going to... Oh, they actually kill the Troll! Slardar survives this. Slardar survives for a little longer. Shadow Fiend's being able to get out. Lasso gets out on the Mirana. Mirana's going to blow up. Going to be able to possibly get the kill on the Venge. Going to get one hit on the Venge, but then they're going to turn the kill on the Elder Titan, and that's a 4 for 2. Going to be able to possibly get the Darkseer. Trying to slow him up. Not going to be enough, but this should be a free tier 2. Wow, Shadow Fiend getting out barely with almost no health. Elder Titan committing his life for the Vengeful Spirit. I guess knowing that his life is not worth as much as a Vengeful Spirit. Mars does commit the ult, loses the spear out though. Trying to buy a little bit of time, but this is just going to be free farm for them. They're going to get the tower anyways. Mars trying to buy as much time for his team as possible. It's 80 seconds without an ult anymore. Now it looks like the Dire side is going to go top. Try and finally get that tier 1. Dro actually going bot, seeing if she can catch out the Troll, but I don't know if this is the best idea. You are a higher level, and you are going to have your Manta style now, so there is possibilities. Shadow Fiend does see Mirana coming in. Batrider going to try and catch out the Darkseer. Darkseer going to surge away. Mars actually finding the Shadow Fiend, but like, do you really want to take that fight? I wouldn't. Batrider trying to flame break away. Mars going to jump in. Going to be able to get the spear, but then does get stunned up himself. The spear actually locking him down for a long time. Should be able to use no, he dies. Could he use flame break? Maybe give himself an extra second, but tier 2 does go down for the Radiant. 10k net worth lead. And again, you lose this Batrider, you don't care. You lose this Venge, you don't care. You lose this Slardar, you don't care. It's a Shadow Fiend and Dro game, guys. Shadow Fiend currently 4k up on the Troll. Dro 10k. Batrider at 6k. Gonna try and possibly push this tier 3. Mars does get an Arcane Rune.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Venge actually going in. Going to see the team here. Does Venge get caught out though? It's a question of who's actually getting caught out, because the entire team... Mars does commit his ult. Gonna use the spear on the Slardar. Gonna get the sleep coming in. Shadow Fiend gets off his ult. Troll Warlord going to get clipped for the entire fight. Elder Titan taking a lot of damage. Elder Titan's not gonna go down yet, but Troll can't do anything. Troll's stuck in the high ground. Troll's dead. Like, how do you get back from this? 11k net worth difference. 40 seconds without a Troll. Does Troll even have buyback? Troll does have buyback. Actually, great wall in... But it's not enough. Dro can just get out of here. Shadow Fiend can do the damage. This should be a tier 3.
Middle tower is under attack.
They're actually not even gonna... They're gonna go for bot tier 3 instead. Feel like it's a safer play. Not having to fight near the wall. Slardar taking a lot of damage. He's not afraid of anything. They're gonna get the bottom lane of Rax. They got 10 seconds before the Troll is up.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Probably not gonna commit for the mid lane. Gonna get out of here. Dro being smart, low on health, getting back. And this is just, it's such a perilous game for Team Trust. They are able to catch out the Elder Titan. Arrow does hit the Slardar. Ult committed to kill the Slardar. Batrider trying to get out of here, not being able to use the Flame Blade. Elder Titan does go down in return. So it's a 2 for 1. So that was the Mars ult committed. Venge is most likely going to die unless she can get the stun. Not going to try and go for it. Let's get the stun off. Most likely not going to be enough. still going to get caught out. But this troll's only level 13. This Venge is level 15. Drow actually just going to come in here and just... They're going to try and stun him up, but it looks like this troll's going to go down. Even if his ult wears off, it's too much damage. Troll dies. Darkseer going to die most likely. Everyone's trying to get out. Darkseer dies. Bat Rider hunting after the Mars. Your troll's dead for 30 seconds. Miranda's going to get one more hit and she's dead. Miranda dead. Like, how do you come back from this? 13k net worth difference. You didn't even get a kill. Troll just kind of YOLO'd in there and died. Thought he had the kill, doesn't. Gonna be another lane of racks. 20 seconds without your troll. 14k net worth difference. Buyback status. There is no buyback on troll. 9 seconds until he's back up. At least that's the advantage of him being such a low level. But this game is just so heavily in favor of Lbzs Gaming. This 2-0 seems guaranteed. Middle lane of racks committed. Buyback from Mirana, trying to make sure they can be able to hold this fight, but this Drow can just pick away at everything. Gonna commit the Mars ult on it, trying to get the Drow down. Drow going very low, but Shadow Fiend does get his ult off, pushing everyone away. The sleep does come in. Elder Titan using his ult, taking a lot of damage on the team of the Radiant side, but everyone's going down. So much death everywhere. Troll very low on health. Troll is gonna go down. It's a 3-for-2. Slardar is the only one left, gonna have to get back. 45 seconds without your Troll. Buyback on everyone but the Shadow Fiend for the Radiant side. You committed everything and you still lost your Troll and your Mars. Mirana was your only core that stayed alive. Elder Titan again, Elder Titan giving that engagement that they need, but unless he gets that initial engagement, like what do you have for it? You have nothing. Finally gonna decide to push out that top tier 1. Gonna push out the top tier 1, probably get top tier 2 as well. Regen rune up. Roche still a little bit away. 15k net worth lead. I mean, again, the advantage of Team Trust is they're alive sooner. So there's that. Shadow Fiend's still out for 20 seconds. Mirana ult committed. Slardar is going to try and get out of there. Going to get slept up. Actually using the Force Staff to be able to get out. Very clutch play. He's actually still committing in on this. Going to get the invisibility rune. Should be fine. Might be able to turn this around. They're actually going to spot him out. He's going to get arrowed and he's going to die for this. Slightly unfortunate. Buyback only on Elder Titan. Net worth still massively in the favor. 6k net worth lead for the Shadow Fiend versus the Troll. 5k net worth lead for the Drow versus the Troll. I don't know, man. You have a 9,000k net worth on your Troll and you have a 7k net worth on your Vengeful Spirit. There's a 2k difference between the position 5 versus the position 1. You need the best engagements of your life to be able to win this game. Arrow going out, going to hit the Drow. Going to see that, wait, there's a whole team here. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Mars going to try and get into position. Echo Stomp is committed. Will be off in 6 seconds. Actually, going to use the Clumsy Net to block him in. Mars behind them. Going to use his ult. Actually catches no one. Going to be able to do the damage to the Mars. Mars is going to go down for free. Troll still nowhere to be found. Using the lasso on the Mirana. Mirana's going to get popped. Troll still trying to push out the lane. But now it's a 3v5. Troll doesn't even want to be part of this game anymore. Troll just going to push out the lane. This is going to be going for the tier 4s. Troll finally TPing back, but one tier 4 is already down. Second tier 4 going to go down. Going to catch out the Darkseer. Elder Titan's ult going out. Going to try and catch anyone they can. Going to be able to get the Vengeful Spirit, but that's it. Elder Titan going to go down for this, and this is going to be game. They're just going to push the issue. Lbzs being an amazing team, getting a 2-0 against Team Trust. And again, just a better draft overall. Being able to secure these fights, control out the carries. Such an easy game for Lbzs. And again, not as tight as the last game, very much in favor of Lbzs, understanding what they're doing. And we'll take a short break before we get back to our next series, which I think is Boom versus Neon Esports, if I am not incorrect. But we'll be right back after a short break.